This side, this side, this side. Always this side. This side, this side, this side. That's right. Go ahead and invite some folks. You ever come around past midnight? Midnight. You know I like my lead, alright. Just right. On this side. Oh man. Oh, I just can't stay away from the charts. I can't stay away from the bags. I got a problem. Dangerous. Good morning. She wasn't lying. You got it on that one. What's up?
You guys will all get in trouble, and then I know.
What's up, Quinn? What's up, Bryce? I think I just saw a little space background. I know who used a space background. I know I said I wasn't trading today. I know. Y'all know I don't know my days of the week. Y'all know I only know Friday because that's expiration Friday. So, the trade on Shopify that I said I wasn't taking that. Of course, if you know me, you know that I actually did take it. So look, right, what we're looking at right here is the trade on from the ascending triangle, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let me go ahead and ascending triangle. So I'm gonna also pull up. Let me go ahead and record this. I am recording. All right, cool. So ascending triangle pattern is a bullish breakout pattern. All right, you can do a simple search of it. You see here. So here's an example. All right, so we see an uptrend, we see consolidation, we see the flat upper trend line with the rising lower trend line, and then we see trend continuation, right? So we see that, and there's different ways you could trade this. So what I was talking about in my chat or in my channel is trading it in between that bounce, right? So it's like it just broke it actually. So you could trade it in between these bounces, right? Which is what I just did when I said I wasn't trading. Or you can trade the breakout. And a lot of times you'll see a breakout and then you'll see a retest after the breakout. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the chart back up. I wanted you to get that visual. So then we come back here. We see that it actually failed to hold that breakout. So it broke out, retested. And this is why I always talk about like waiting for the retest. You see me talk about bull flag, bear flag, pretty much any of those things. Waiting for the retest. Somebody's bumping. Waiting for the retest of that pattern to confirm that it's actually making a move. Same way I talk about waiting on candles to close before entry, which is again waiting to make sure that we're actually making that move. So looking at this, what I just did was I saw this happening here. Right, I saw this trend line being formed, so I've actually put it on my chart back when it was here. After I saw this second level, I went ahead and drew it out. We had the obvious resistance area right here.
Jourdan, can you show us the chart? Cause we only see your face.
I'm not sharing my I'm
Oh,
sharing my
no, you're not. I only see your face. Oh, are you sharing it? Hold on. I don't see
See the
anything.
chart.
Let me know in
Oh,
the chat if
okay.
y'all can see
Maybe
can
it.
it's
see
my.
it.
Okay, let me fix it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. I was saying, I really thought I wasn't drawing all these lines for nothing. Somebody asked if I zoom out. Zoom out. No problem. All right. So like I was saying, I drew that line here. Once that point is low at 38.
Move it up.
And then 25 is where you came in half
Go
hour
ahead
early.
and move some people up real quick. Bam. All right. So once it came back down, which obviously is what we're expecting, right? It's forming this channel. Right. We see this bounce, 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 bounce. All right. So once it came back down here, that's why I said looking at getting the 395, getting 395 calls on a shop as long and that having the price stop right here. Right. So when I was looking at this happen, okay, yeah, I know you asked
Is
me
my
to
food done?
but I gotta zoom in.
Is my food done?
Nah, your food's not done, bro. You gotta go double, triple check. So what I was looking at was this being basically kind of my risk to reward. So
Barter, goods for services damn near, like, fuck out of here. That is not
Jordan,
what's
make
going
me a
on right now.
pause real quick so I can mute people.
yeah, I got you. Where'd you go?
I'm doing well.
Yes, handsome trader. There you go. You're so helpful. I appreciate you so much. More than you know. All right. So when I looked at this setup, I had my stop right here around 388, right? And then I was entering when we came back and touched where I drew this trend line at, right, which is right here around 389. So when I was looking at this, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm getting in around 389. My stop loss is going to be about 388. That's $1, right? But on the move back to retest this 394 area, I stand to make $4. So I'm risking $1 to make $4. That's a pretty fair trade, right? 9 times out of 10, you take 10 times out of 10. You know, rock, paper, scissors, flip a coin. You win or lose, you get 4. Or if you win, you get $4. You lose 1. You can keep playing that game over and over again and come out profitable. So that was the basis for that Shopify call that I didn't officially call out because I'm not supposed to be trading today. Because I thought today was Tuesday. But so when we come back to this ascending triangle, and this is why I didn't call out a trade on the breakout of this in the triangle, is because, like I said, I like to see a retest. So I'm gonna see if I can see any examples here, and I don't see any examples when I just Googled real quick. But you can kind of see from this one that there is an anticipated pullback. So what I would have rather saw was it break out, retest, which is what it did, and then it bounced off, right? So after it retested, and then if it retook that 396 level, then I would have went ahead and called out calls because we have that ascending triangle breakout, and then we had the retest, and then we had the continuation, which confirmed that move, right? You see in the chat, everybody in the chat is saying, what's up, mute your mic. So if y'all got questions, drop them in the chat, though. I'll be happy to answer them. But this is all I was looking at for shop was that continuation. And the reason I had that 400 price target was because we had a gap fill up to around that 400 level. So I was looking at it going back up to here to retest this this high, right, or this actual close of this candle is what I was looking for, a retest of, we see another clear resistance area here. So that's what I'm looking at on shop. I'm gonna go ahead and look at SPY and Tesla real quick, see what's going on there. But if you decided to take this trade that I unofficially called out, then congratulations, you got your little bag. All right. Let's go ahead and swing to SPY.
Hey Jordan, can I ask what price points you got in on this week's shop? The second continuation.
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you say, bro?
I said, what price point did you get in? Because I'm looking at 900 right now, but I wanted to drop a little bit lower than to 8 point something to hop in these shops at 395.
All right. First, make sure I got mine.
Hell, I might have missed it, which is fine too, because I could just not trade.
First, I do want to point out this little head and shoulders right here on the SPY. That would have signaled this drop to you. I wasn't looking at SPY, but head and shoulders on SPY. So I'm gonna go show you again where I entered that on shop for the trade that I didn't take. So I'm not trading today. So again with Shopify, I saw the trend line. I made my trend line after this second touch. So trend lines, yeah, you want 3 touches to confirm it. And that's basically why it was like an aggressive entry with a real tight stop. I'm gonna go ahead and mute that guy really quick. So it was an aggressive entry with a real tight stop. And that's why I didn't mind. That's why I didn't mind going a little heavy on that position. Because after I drew this trend line here, so this is how I actually had it drawn, was like this, right? And that's connecting the wicks. And somebody in the chat asked, how do I draw my lines on my candlesticks and how does that help me make an educated guess? So I'm explaining. So again, look at this, right? This is an ascending triangle pattern. So this is just part of you studying your patterns, right? Just like if you learn in Spanish, you study your conjugations. If you learn in an instrument, you study your scales. If you learn in anything, there's certain kind of like building blocks that you learn outside, these fundamental concepts, then you swing them over and apply them in real time. So me having knowledge of this, when I come over here, you see kind of the same thing. It is the same thing. It's just that it failed to break out after the retest. Or failed to continue. So my entry was right here, right? And I'm gonna actually just put a little circle there. So I entered right here. It came and retested that, but that candle fully broke through. But because I set my stop right here, which is you can see right here on this red, I was fine with that. I was risking $1, right? So the stock moves down $1, I was automatically going to out. And stock had the room to go $4, right? That was my profit target up here, which it hit. So that's really it. As far as drawing the lines, it's just connecting the wicks, right? You connecting these wicks, connecting these wicks. So keep in mind, it's not always like a hard line. It can be kind of a zone. But the main kind of like moral of the story is the highs and the lows, right? And so whether this line is drawn perfectly or not, once you recognize that this is a higher low, right? We didn't make a new low compared to this one. So once you recognize that this is now a higher low, and then we can break above this, you're good to go. You could have entered here, right? This would have been a safer entry to enter here and then ride it up to here. What you doing? What you doing, Shop? So that's how I connect the lines. That was my entry on this trade that I, again, didn't officially call out, but I gave y'all the information to, kind of call it out yourself. So now on here, I'm not really seeing anything. I mean, of course, we came back up. So we retested this area right here, come back up, and now we're retesting resistance. So you can look at this 2 ways. One, if you're trying to scalp, you could try to scalp a break below this level, because right now this is an inside bar on the 1 minute. So if you break down to the downside, then you could try to take it back down and see if we go back down to retest here again. If we make a new low. If we make a new high, it doesn't necessarily mean too much because we need to go ahead and break above this level as well. Overall, I think I would rather go calls rather than go puts, just because the overall trend on shop right now, I'm feeling bullish on shop. So I would rather look for calls here. We're gonna swing back to SPY real quick. So we had the head and shoulders. I'm gonna tighten this up. Just keep our things looking neat. We got a head. And I'm gonna go ahead and show that head and shoulders, right? So look at this on SPY. And then if we come over here, look at the head and shoulders pattern. And this is what you should be doing. Like when we're calling out trades and we're saying, you know, look at this pattern, 212785 reversal, strat jokes. I make jokes about the strat all the time. But I am trying to learn this well. So look at this, right? We see a shoulder, head, shoulder. What does this mean kind of in real terms? You have an initial resistance area that gets broken out of, retested, and it holds its resistance the second time, and then it breaks through, right? So you come over here, we have a resistance area initial, it gets broken out, it gets retested, and then it dumps, right? Again, goes up, forms a resistance level, right? We see the rejections here, breaks through them. Let me go ahead and put this on my, oops. Let me invite the people on Instagram to hop on here real quick since y'all getting the game. Breaks through, and then we come back again and we form another resistance. Same resistance, and that time it holds and you get the breakdown. So, so that's the head and shoulders. That's what you see on SPY right here. And that's why if I was looking at SPY, then I would have got inputs because I saw that form, but I didn't see that. It is something we came back and looked at later. So learn those patterns that we're talking about, and that's how you can start applying them to different types of time frames. I will say that I am trading on a 1 minute, which means that there can be a lot of false signals. There can be a lot of there's a lot of shorter term movements compared to the daily chart or, 4-hour chart, things of that nature. And that's why when I am trading this 1 minute chart that I stress, regardless, I stress it, but that's why I always, I don't like using the word stress. That's why I give great importance to waiting on confirmation, right? Because you don't want to get faked out, because on a 1 minute chart, there's going to be a bunch of candles. On a daily chart, you get one candle for the day. On a 1 minute chart, you get 500 candles. I don't know how many minutes are in a trading day, but you can imagine there's a lot more price action, which means there's going to be a lot more ups and downs, a lot more whipsaws, or however, whatever the word is. So let's go ahead and look at Tesla. If y'all got any charts y'all want me to pull up, y'all can drop them in the chat. If y'all got questions, y'all can drop them in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the gram, let these folks know that we do this. Go ahead. All right. So if y'all got questions, put them in the chat. Thank you. All right. Let's see what we got going.
See, you read a lot though.
That mute button. My mute game station on. All right, let's go. Alibaba. Okay. There we go. I see the questions coming in. All right. How long after I call a trade should you not try to get in? Well, the fact of the matter is, you should never trade any trade that I put into my channel. because I do not provide financial advice, I don't tell y'all what to do. I just show y'all what I'm doing. And then, you make whatever decision you choose to make on your account. However, if I was looking at Jourdan call trades in his channel that he was doing, and I knew I could type those same trades in my brokerage, I would probably use some sort of metric to say, hey, you know what? If Jourdan's position is already up 10%, I might not get in it. That's why it's important to learn this stuff. And I assume the people who are like, I just want signals, I don't want to learn, they might not be on this call. But that's why it's important that you actually get some knowledge so that you can come and look at a trade that's already been called out. And then you can assess it yourself and say, oh, okay, Jourdan's already up 10% on this, but it looks like it still has a bunch of room to go, right? Or Jourdan's up on Shopify already, but I'm looking at this and I see the ascending triangle and it looks like it might break out. So maybe I should keep holding, right? Somebody's escaping my mute button. Where you at? I hear you.
Those aren't bad foods, though.
Bam! Got him. Anyway, so yeah, I would say, if I'm just looking at Jourdan's trades, once it's past 10%, because I know Jourdan is typically scalping off a 1 minute chart, then I'll probably just go ahead and get out or leave that one and just wait for another trade. There's always another trade. There's always another stock. There's always another day. So you don't want to chase. But again, that's why it's important to learn what you're looking at. Because I could have got Tesla calls right here off of this bounce out of this zone. Right? Let's mark this up. So if I see this right here on Tesla, I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. All right, cool. So after it breaks out of here, and this is where you start looking at the extreme risk to reward. This is where I do go heavy. It's because I could have got in my calls once it came back right here. I would have set my stop loss right here, which is this low. So a little bit lower than this low. And then my profit target would have been up here. All right. So I'm risking $3 to make 10. And I could have trimmed right here, which would be risking $3 to make 3. So you got a 1-to-1 risk to reward, then you have about a 3 risk to reward, right? But entering that trade, this is why you need to learn, is because once I'm up here, I might have already gotten out, or it comes back down here and you like, oh man, I just got in right here. Jourdan got in right here. I got in here. But now it's pulling back and retesting this support area. So I'm not going to close it. Because it could go ahead and bounce. If it closes below the support area, then I'll close it, right? So hopefully I answered that question in the legal way, but also in a very real way. Because at the end of the day, I know we all are here for that. Is that head and shoulders marking over a certain period of time? You assume that there are multiple ones over the same time on the same stock. Yeah, so head and shoulders will come on multiple stocks. What I just marked up was it happening on the 1 minute. Is Tesla forming a head and shoulders? I don't see one, right? Remember, the head and shoulders, we need an original resistance being set, a breakthrough, a retest, and that original resistance to hold. So it's going to look kind of like resistance, breakthrough, resistance, drop, all right? And so we come again, resistance, breakthrough, resistance, drop, all right, with the retest. So with Tesla, we see the resistance here, we see resistance here. No, we have a resistance here. So if Tesla would have had a head and shoulders, if this was the shoulder, this was the head, and then if it came back, if it dropped right here, right? So if right here, Tesla retested this 745 area and then dropped right to here, that would have formed the head and shoulders. And then we could have, once it actually finished breaking through this level, then we could see it drop back down and start retesting different areas. But because it continued up through there, no head and shoulders on Tesla on the 1 minute anyway. So that's why there is not a head and shoulders right there. Let's look at Alibaba, sure. And if you, and if you want me to pull up a chart for you please give me some context into what you're wanting to look at, right? Like, do you want to look at a 1-day chart? What are you seeing? Do you see a bull flag? Do you see an inverted head and shoulders? What is this, a fib? Did I draw a fib retracement on here? All right, get that out of my way. But let me know what you're looking for, because there's tons of different things that you could be seeing. So if we just going in Alibaba real quick, see a clear support area right here. Boom, 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 right? So between the 80s to 70s, and we see what else? Let's zoom in a little bit. So we do have this upper trend line that I drew a while ago. We see that it's actually still holding up. And it actually just broke above it, right? So it did just break above that upper trend line. So this is again where I would look at a retest, right, before swinging Alibaba. Reason being, number one, it's still in a downtrend, right? We're not swinging calls on stuff that's in downtrends, unless we got a bunch of timeout, unless it's like an overnight swing, right? But not a 1 week swing on something that's in a downtrend. You wouldn't want to go heavy on something that's already moving down, because at the end of the day, if it continues its current path, it will keep going down. If you're going to buy something, you want to buy something that continues its current path, is going to move in the same direction of your bias, right? So what we could do is the same concept, right? Wait for it to retest, and if it retests and then bounces back up, then we good, right? Still in a downtrend, but that would be a lot safer than assuming that it's going to keep running. And then we go back to the whole fact that we're in a bear market. You don't want to get too comfortable trying to catch bottoms, trying to swing calls when the market is overall bearish. And Alibaba is up 7% today. So I'm not sure if there's a certain catalyst that caused that, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do retest and then break back into this pattern. We can look at it intraday. And I do have my, we only an hour into the market. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm not telling y'all to go get on this 1 minute chart, but I think it's just done wonders for me, because I forget that we're only an hour into the market, but I've already done so much because there's so many more price points you can move on that I'm not sitting here waiting. I've made my money and I can go about my day. So let's zoom in a little bit more. All right. So we're bull flagging on the 5 on Alibaba. All right, let's look at a bull flag and what that is. How do I want to show that? All right. So let's look at a bull flag, right? So this is me saying Alibaba's on a bull flag. And if we come over here, this is what you should do every time somebody says something about a pattern and you're like, what? Pull it up. What is it? Okay, cool. So let's go with this one. Looks like it has some good information. All right. So what's a bull flag? See a movement up. We see it start consolidating, coming through a consolidation period where it's making some lower highs, a little bit of, lower highs, lower lows. And then we see a breakout, right? So we want to make sure that we're putting this trend line here. We're going to set 2 trend lines and then watching for the breakout of the trend line. Could also wait for that retest. And then that's your bull flag, right? So what do we have here? Exactly what I just showed y'all on that other picture. All right, we had to move up, and then we're starting to have this lower highs and lower lows forming. Take it down to a 1 minute, and it's a little easier to see. All right, so for me, if I was trading, oh man, y'all are gonna make me trade today. I'm not trading tomorrow. You're not gonna see me tomorrow. For me, what I want to look at is really a break above and a hold on a new swing high, right? So we see that we have some highs here, 112.23, 112.06, 11.62. Right, so say this candle right here broke above 11.62. You could have that be your quick entry is break and close above 11.62. You could also let it break, retest. And then if it breaks and goes back up after the retest, then you go ahead and lock in with it. But I'm gonna drop 11.65 for an alert for myself. So that's set. All right, hopefully I answered those questions. All right, let's keep it rolling. So that's Alibaba. Look at AMD. Look at all these wicks. So AMD, bunch of wicks. So far, nothing has closed. This was the highest close. This was 105.59. So far, nothing has closed above 105.60. See if I can get that mute. Bam. So nothing's closed above 105.60. We see a bunch of pushes above it. And again, this is why it's easy to get faked out on this 1 minute chart or any chart, but the 1 minute, because there's a bunch of wicks, right? And so if you're looking at this and you're like, oh man, it's breaking through the support or it's breaking through the resistance, I'm getting calls, you would have got screwed, all right? So that's why I always say waiting on the candle to close. You can go through my channel, you'll see every time I'm putting something, it's like I'm waiting for it to close above XYZ number, right? So for AMD, if we're looking calls, then I would want to see a close above, again, I think this is the highest one, 105.60. Yeah. So we could even go 105.65. I wouldn't trade. Here I am. Got my days mixed up. All right. So that's also going to show that there's a new high being made compared to this previous high here. Okay. On the put side for AMD, it's kind of messy to me. And we have like this kind of area down here. It's really close to that area already. So the area I'm talking about is like right here. Looks like we're about to go ahead and head over there to test that. So different ways you can go about it. One is you could try to trade a bounce. I wouldn't really like it just because it's kind of just range bound. It's just range bound. So you could scalp it inside, right? You see a bounce around this area and then we go back up here maybe. But again, we had another lower high here and that's why I don't like it. So we had a lower high here. So now it's kind of diminishing our risk to reward on our setup. So let's say this was our zone right here for entries. All right, so we see these wicks all in here. Why is this my zone? Because where's a bunch of wicks at? I guess that's the easiest way to put it. I'm sure there's another logical way for me to say that. But that would be the zone I have, and that's about 140.50 down to 140.30. You could take it down to 140.25. Would be like an entry zone if you're trying to trade that bounce. Again, I don't personally like it too much because we're making these lower highs, but it's doable. And if I had a stop loss, then my stop loss would be, could go lower there. I don't like this one. But you see it's making that bounce, but I don't like it. But that's just looking at my thoughts, and these are my live thoughts, so it's a little weird for me to try to explain them all the way. Somebody asked about SQ. All right. So SQ, question here is, do we have a falling wedge or do we have a descending channel? I'm pretty sure I'm looking at a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. but let's consult Google. So falling wedge, right? Again, this is what you do. And you can just pull up chart patterns on your computer, on your phone, so that you can have things like this ready to access. So how to trade wedges, cool. How to trade wedges for dummies, for beginners. All right, rising wedge. We got higher tops or higher highs and lower highs coming out of this. Now we have falling wedge, which is gonna be lower lows and lower highs. Let's look at another one. Cool. So the falling wedge is going to be where it comes up and then it starts making that downward consolidation and then breaking through. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Did it come up and then start dropping down? That's what we're looking for. So we come over here, and what do we see? Yes, Jourdan, it came up and then it started doing the lower highs and the lower lows. All right, so this is indeed a falling wedge pattern. Okay, cool. Let's Google that. Falling wedge pattern entry exit. See if we can find something here. All right. Buy or retest the former resistance acting as support. So breakout confirmed on a close above resistance. Wow, they couldn't have put this any better. A breakout is confirmed on a close above resistance, and then you buy or retest of the former resistance acting as support. All right, cool. So we come in here, keeping in mind that our lines are not perfect, but I think I did a pretty decent job connecting my lines here. And what we see is we did break above, right? So we broke above. So we will be waiting on the close above. So that's what we're waiting on now. Cool, we got the close. Now you're gonna wait on the retest. So you wait on the retest, which is about to do now, or is doing now. Cool, retested it. All right, and what thing say next? Buy or retest a former resistance acting as new support. Okay, so now we want to see it actually bounce up off of that. So we saw the close above, we got the retest, and now we're waiting to see if it bounces off, and then we'll go from there. Oh, look at it bouncing. That's crazy. So if I was going to get a contract on this, I'll probably just go one strike out the money, which would be an 86 call if I was going to do something with it. For me though, on my retest, I want to see it close above that breakout candle. So my entry would be, and this is what I'm talking about, right? Because realistically, if it falls back into the channel, I mean, you could exit once it falls back in, but I want to see it close above 85, 83. Oh, snap. I know you didn't just, ooh. They got me. They called me lagging. My alert just went off on my phone. I'm going to wait, though. I'm going to wait. I'm about to actually get in this trade. So I'm waiting. See a rejection. We did make a new high. We did close above that candle. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get these 80.
Jordan, check the 3 minute, bro.
Check the 3 minute.
Jump. Look at the 3 minute, bro. PMG.
Hey, bro, I just hopped in 86 calls.
Oh, bullish hammer. Stop playing.
Just hopped in 86 calls. Bro, I wasn't supposed to be trading, bro.
I know. I just jumped off. I seen you on. I'm like, oh man. I was going for the retest on the 1 minute.
All right. So let's check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and lay out my who is that? All right. So I did just grab some 86 calls on Square. When I'm looking at setting my stop loss for my price, that's what I'm about to figure out now. I think I might use, because this will be a retest. Let's see. I want to say I'm just going to use a close below this candle. So a close below 85.58 would be my exit. So let's see what's going on. Right now I'm down 4%. I got filled at 245 on 86 calls that expired this week. Right now I'm down 3.6%. So we're gonna see. But this would be my stop loss initially, is a close below this right here. And these are all just me, sharing what I would do if I was trading today. I forgot I wasn't trading today. So the reason I'm using a close below that is because, let me go through the chat. I'm so behind on the chat. Is because it could just retest it, right? It could retest it and bounce. So I'm not about to stop out just on a retest. But if it closes below this candle, then that's gonna show that we're about to go back into this wedge pattern. And we might keep on dropping down. So I'd rather cut my loss right here and get out -6%, -10%, than hold it while it's doing that. I'm not about to do that. And if it breaks again, and I think it's a solid break, then I can always re-enter. So that's what I'm looking at on that. This trading view will always automatically show those opening, closing prices in white. If you're talking about this is an indicator. This is a pivot points high-low indicator. And these are highs and lows. These are not open and closes. So if you go to indicators, pivot points high-low, that's what I have right there. You got in index early. I bought a bad contract, moved in my direction, and made little profit. Need help picking contracts. Picking your contract is going to be based more so on your what you're looking at, what you're anticipating the stock to do. So I typically prefer to go one strike out the money. Typically, especially as we get further into the week, I usually go one strike out the money, or I'll go at the money sometimes. But then, of course, you can always do things like go in the money to reduce your risk. You can go further out on expiration to reduce your risk. So I think if you have, if you're saying you got in the trade early, then you might have been able to just get further out expiration and been fine. But then work on your entries, and I don't think really there's not like you can't, to me, unless you're trading a specific pattern or specific strategy, there's no such thing as I entered early or exited late, because you're just basing it off of what stuff happened afterwards, right? But you didn't have that information prior to. So if you stuck to your plan, you stuck to your plan, right? And you just need to go and adjust your plan to make it more aligned with what you're trying to do.
Thank you, Jordan. You made me feel so much more better about Oshie. I guess I didn't have a trash entry. I needed more data.
Hey, bro, I'm just doing what I can, man. All right. So I got in 86 calls at 245. Breakout and retest of wedge. Cool. So that's what I entered. That's what I got. Right now I'm down 4.4%. My stop loss is going to be a close below, what is that? 8558. So that's going to be my stop loss, is a close below that. I kind of want to be lenient with this stop. I know it could retest the actual wedge itself, but nevertheless, we're gonna keep going. What's my opinion on Heiken-Nashi candles for swinging? Lauren uses Heiken-Nashi candles. I've never used Heiken-Nashi candles, thus I have no opinion on Heiken-Nashi candles. Tim Man said full report. What platform do I use to chart? We're testing that level. So we're testing this again. Hey, I'm down 6.9%. So if I get stopped out, no biggie, bro. 10% at the tops probably will be my stop out. If it gets a close below 85.58. What platform do I use to chart? This is TradingView. It's very new where I can get supplemental training to learn more because it all sounds foreign. Broke through my level. I'm down 10%. So
check the 15 minute.
Check the 15. Ooh, we dropping. What's on the 15?
It's just that inside bar. It's just that inside is going back to retest to make sure. But you know what I mean? Red to green. Red to down one. You gotta wait for that next one.
That's why I'm saying, like, I really want to have a more loose stop loss with this one. So here we did get that close. Yeah, we did get that close below my stop. So that would be a stop out based on the level I previously had. This is the 200 EMA, which is supported. And then did it make a new low? So it held up this low. So that's why I wanted to have a stop loss here, but at the same time, I wanted to have a little more loose. Cause yeah, it's still
you murder in the 1 minute. That's why. But and I know you be killing it on the scratch. So what you gotta also do is like when I say go to the 15 minute, use that bottom two. That two down, use that as your stop loss. And you'll see how they ain't even get stopped out. It's just, it looks beautiful.
So right now I'm up, I'm down 2% now instead of being down 10. And that, I guess that can kind of go to the point of like, I don't know, being more knowledgeable, being more flexible, or using price stops, things of that nature. Because if I just had a 10% stop loss, then I would have got stopped out. Right now, I'm only down 4%. Man, it's not a big difference. But if it does make the rest of this move, and it is forming this inside candle on the 15, I'm gonna change those colors. I need to eat breakfast. Let's make it green. All right. So let's see what else we got in the chat. Is the head and shoulder bullish? Nope. Head and shoulder is a bearish pattern. Inverted head and shoulders is bullish. So now my stop is going to be for real, a close below 85.36 for real. At that point, I'm gonna get out for real. I know we in that 15, the inside bar on the 15, like Moody was just showing, but that's gonna be my stop. Is if we close below that. If we close below this 200-day EMA, then I am gonna go ahead and drop the contract, and then I can always get back in if need be. Incredible wholesale. Look at these puts. All right, so let's look at Amazon on the 1 hour. Let me set an alert before I get off of this chart. Let's go. What was my stop? Oh, Lord. No, it's definitely not down there, player. All right, that's more like it. So somebody said, let's look at Amazon on the 1. Currently down 5% on that SQ call. So Amazon on the 1. This is from when I traded it yesterday. Excuse me. So you got the little zone right here, right, where you see the bounces around that 120 to 121 area, right? Slide that down. We see it did come back and start pushing. So it retested the low of yesterday. It didn't go back and retest the close. It is making right now. It's not really too much. I don't see anything for real on this. Nah, I don't see anything. This is a bunch of wicks. All right, so this whole area up here is just Wick City. This whole situation here is just Wick City. So if you get a close in that area, that would signify some, some positive bullish momentum. But as of right now, we're not really seeing anything there. Okay. So not seeing anything really on Amazon here. Probably just come back down and retest this. So not much movement there. SPY on the 5. Let me go look at it. SPY on the 5. SQ, I'm down 11% right now. 10% now. SPY on the 5. Retesting this level here. We did go up and fill this gap. I wonder if Apple and Microsoft filled the gaps too. We see that resistance trend line. You connected from yesterday. But we also see that these are higher lows being put in. So it's kind of either way at this point. I wouldn't say to just take either one because.
Why are we adjusting the take profit?
Why are we what? Oh. So yeah, nothing really too much happened on this one either. We can go either way, I think, on this one too. So I'm not doing anything with that. Let me go back and look at SQ real quick. Let's see what we got. Yep, my stop loss just hit on SQ. So I'm about to exit once this candle closes. Once this candle closes, if it closes below this low, I'm gonna go ahead and get out. Why is my 1 minute candle got? Yeah. What's up?
On Baba, can you look on the 1 minute chart and tell me what this long look wick is? Why did it happen like that? I don't understand that. It's like a long wick, like went all the way to 108. That's crazy. On the 1 minute.
Got you. I got out at 2 on SQ. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna come back to that 1 minute, bro, for Baba. I got out. So just took a loss. My second loss this week. Just took a loss on Square or Block because it did make this new low here. It did come down to retest this level, and it is bouncing off of this level, and it doesn't matter. So on to the next trade. I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, if I held, it bounced back up. Nope. On to the next trade. All right. Alibaba. So we had that bull flag pattern that we came and marked up earlier. Now, what were you saying on the 1 minute? You see a wick where?
It don't show it on your whatever you want, but on Thinkorswim, it's a long wick. Like it went from 112 all the way like a 108 in 1 minute. I didn't even see it happen. I just came to it, and I should have put an alert on it, but it did break that that one, whatever that 1165 you was talking about, but it on the 1 minute on Thinkorswim, it show a long, like it made a $4 drop in a minute.
And then
And
it just pushed
right
back
back
up.
at that area. Like I don't know if you can see my screen. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see that? Oh no, I got it the wrong way.
I
See
did.
this long wick right there?
No, you had it the right way. I saw it when you turned your phone.
Oh. That long wick right there. What does that mean?
Let me make, hold on one second. Let me try to make this bigger. Oh, wow. I do see that, but I'm not sure what happened there. If it was like a big stop hunt out the blue. Now, I don't see it on my chart.
Like 20% loss in the contracts extremely quickly. If I have 2 losing trades in a row, then I'll scale in a little bit bigger on the next one because I rarely have 3 losing trades in a row. So that's my thoughts, and that's just really the main thing. You have to focus on 415.74 and 417.39. So if this zone tomorrow reacts as strong support, reacts as breakouts, that's.
Man, I was listening. Somebody just muted him, but I was listening. Sure. Let me see what y'all talking about. I barely lose 3 trades in a row too, bro. We about to go get another trade. That's a revenge trade, y'all. I'm joking.
That was basically exactly what he said.
Really? Hey, real talk. That is exactly what he said. I rarely lose 3 in a row, so I'm about to go heavier on this next one. Hey man, the market does not care about your personal statistics, my boy. But it's all right. Alibaba is breaking out. So somebody asked, does premium price really matter if you have a stop loss? Yeah, because you're still paying, right? So the premium, I mean, when you think about it, like, I want to find like a metaphor that's cool to say. But you don't want to, you want to get the best price for anything you buy. You want to get the best price typically, right? So you wouldn't want to overpay for the contract. Same way you wouldn't want to overpay for the shares. Same way we wouldn't want to overpay for anything. And when you're looking at where you're getting in at and things of that nature, your stop loss, that's why, I guess that's why it matters, is because what was that? Let me go back to Tesla. So if we come back here, the premium, you're spending more money. That's why it matters. So you can control, but your stop loss is going to be tighter or more loose based on where you got in at. All right. So if I see this support level on Tesla, and then I get in my calls right here, right? But you get in your calls here, you're paying a higher premium. And yeah, you can have a stop loss of 5%, and I can have a stop loss of 10%, right? And we be risking the same amount of money, but who has more wiggle room on the trade if it goes sideways or if it pulls back? I do, because I had a better price. I had a better premium price. So I have more room. I think that's the way to kind of think about it, bro, is you paying a lower premium, then you're going to have more wiggle room on your stop. You mean like paying premium in regards to Tesla versus SPY? Premiums are much more expensive for Tesla. Oh, okay, so you're talking about just across different stocks. I'm sorry, y'all gonna hate me. I shouldn't even say that out loud. I ain't call out these Baba calls I got. All right. I did get Baba 113 calls for 248. Currently it's at, no, I didn't get it 248. I got it at 224 and currently it's at 248. Sorry, I should have said something. With the, especially if I just gave y'all this cue, I should have said something for Bob. So yeah, I mean, that depends on your account size, bro. At the end of the day, you could trade Ford, you could trade Google, like it don't really matter to me in terms of premiums what you're paying, as long as it makes sense for your account. All right. So when I traded Shopify, I swung Shopify overnight, and I said in my message, I'm probably gonna swing this overnight. You know your account size, you know whether or not you should be swinging this. That whole thing right there was to say, you know whether or not like you can afford this with your account. If you have a $1,000 account and I call a $900 Shopify trade, you shouldn't be taking that trade. So you could trade something. I'm not sure if there's really a good correlation between Shopify and eBay, but in that instance, like if there was a direct correlation between Shopify and eBay, then you could, trade that as a sympathy play is what they call it, right? But yeah, bro, I would say just trade the premiums that make sense for your account size. Just because I'm trading Tesla, don't trade Tesla. Just come trade Tesla if your account isn't large enough to make it make sense. What other questions y'all got? Sorry, I didn't call out Alibaba.
Yeah, you answered my question on the Tesla versus SPY, bro. I guess what I mainly meant is, like, let's say if I got like a $3,000 account, and I want to trade Tesla and the premium is like 900, and my stop loss, is, would get me out at 800. Just throwing out arbitrary numbers. Versus if I'm on SPY and a contract is, 250 and my stop loss is 150, wouldn't it still be, a $100 loss either way?
Yeah, so you're gonna have a $100 loss either way, but you have with Tesla, you might take that $100 loss off of a $5 move in the stock, right? So with SPY, that might not be the same case. With SPY, it's not gonna move $5 and move you out of your position that quick.
Gotcha.
So the way I always explain it, 'cause I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna explain it how I always explain it to people is you can have, say you have an $1,000 account, right? Two people, $1,000 account, right? If you take a trade and you want a $100 stop loss, right? Like you just said, my stop loss is gonna be $100 of your account. So not the position stop loss, but the account stop loss, right, is $100 per trade. I really hate I ain't tell y'all to get involved. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. But if that's your way of looking at it, if you take a $1,000 trade on your $1,000 account, your stop loss is 10%, because that's gonna be your $100. But if you take a $100 trade on your $1,000 account, then your stop loss is 100% of that trade. You can lose that whole trade and still only have lost $100, right? So that's how you want to look at it, where you can get more contracts, you can get, you have more wiggle room when you're trading a stock that has lower premiums versus trading one contract of Tesla, right? Think about Tesla, you get one contract because that's all your account can reasonably afford, and then it goes up 10% and you want to trim, right? That's your only contract. So you can't hold a runner, you can't hold for bigger gains, right? You're tied to that one contract. Additionally, if you're doing that, you're probably gonna be sitting there watching your contract like a hawk, because anything can happen, and you're like, okay, well, I'm up 10%, I'm down 5%, I'm up this, I'm up that, because it's a large portion of your account. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't really be putting a third of your account on anything anyway. I'm gonna leave it at that. You should never do that.
Appreciate you.
For sure, bro. Good question. Can I check Netflix out on the 15? Yeah, bro. Give me 1 second so I can exit this Alibaba call I got. Crap, I only sold one more. All right. What are some people's favorite low premium stocks to trade? Hop in Zay and JJ's channels. That's all they do. So Zay and JJ strictly stick to contracts that rarely go over $100. But you could trade, like right now, you could trade stuff like Ford. I've seen them trade Ford, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Neo, Lucid, Plug. So a lot of bank stocks, a lot of airline stocks, Twitter, Snapchat. Those are low cost stocks that they can have some big moves with them. I guess I'll probably be better off putting that in the chat rather than just saying it all out loud.
Cause I'm so screen recording.
Twitter, Neo, Plug, Lucid, Ford, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, American Airlines, Delta Airlines. People in the chat like trading Kroger. Amazon has low premiums now.
As well, you can check the pinned messages in general chat. I posted a whole bunch of, it says small account builders, but majority of every single one of those stocks you can trade, and they'll be under $100 weekly or next week. And if it's not under $100, like right at the money, like two strike prices out the money, it should be under that.
Yo, that's a good call out for whoever brought up Netflix. If I didn't already load up on Alibaba, I could just hop on a different account. I just had an alert go off of Facebook too. Netflix calls look good. That's a big breakout. That's a big breakout on Netflix. Oh boy. That's a breakout on the month? It's a new monthly high. Yeah. Oh. Hey, good stuff, bro. Oh, this was that time they had earnings. I'm seeing like, bro, in the world. But yeah, Netflix on the 15. Let me zoom that back out. I like that breakout. Let me go see who said that so I can call them out by name. Desmond, good looks, Desmond. Good looks on that. Yeah, it looks like a lot of stuff is moving right now. I'm currently holding Alibaba calls. They up 40%. The one thing I don't call out to y'all. I just had an alert trigger for Facebook. So Facebook is retesting this level right here, but it can, it can shoot up if it holds above that. Netflix looks good. Apple can go and retest the close of this day. So that would be a 151. So that's another thing I like to do. Like if you start seeing stuff moving in the market, like SPY already filled a gap. But like that's a potential trade right there is Apple to go ahead and move back up and retest that close at 151.26. Microsoft. What this 277 doing, just floating right there. But same thing. So if Apple makes that move, Microsoft probably will make that move back up to about 274. Tesla. Ooh, Tesla got a nice gap. Tesla has a nice gap. Come back up here to about 277. Not 277, 777, 770s area. So that'll be
Jordan, the light contract.
Look at the
They got
light
the light
contract.
Yeah, look at Tesla.
I know Dennis over there. I know Dennis over there doing something with it. Huh? Oh yeah, you called it out too.
That thing looking crazy.
Yeah, bro. If we can get it past these wicks,
Oh, he put an onion in.
we can get past these little wicks that we hitting right here. There's a 750 resistance that we hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we do that. We filling that for real.
Boy. I tell you like
I
this.
he's gonna be on the 1 minute today. What's wrong with them?
Man, so I started myself another $1,000 challenge.
Oh my God.
I did. And right now it's at 1,549.
Good shit, bro.
But appreciate you, bro. I just, I guess I already did the other one. The other one I doubled the account. I don't know. This one didn't serve any purpose to me.
Challenges are good, like when you're doing them for yourself, but like when we're doing challenges for like per se, like say a group or a collective of individuals, a different type of pressure comes, right? Because you're only going, the pressure that you're dealing with yourself is just doubt or hey, am I right or wrong? But when you're dealing with the rest of the group, it's just like you want to make sure their account is straight. But I understand it, bro.
Yeah, thanks to trees. Yeah, bro, it is a whole different dynamic. And that's why, like you saw that with me in the chat where I did the $1,000 account challenge in May, and I ended it I think at like $700. Like it dropped down to near 600, and then I went back up to 7. But it wasn't. It was like there is an initial pressure that comes along with it. But I think for me, what threw me off was like all the additional people that were trying to run it, like it was theirs. But then when I stopped worrying about everybody trying to tell me how to do it, then the account went up to like 2,500. And it was a matter of like 4 days, bro. I'm like, man, come on, bro. But yeah,
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Let me go look at Tesla again. Oh, I'm already on it. So I'm already in Baba right now. I'm up 45% on Baba. 113 calls that bull flag breakout. And I'm gonna just use a trailing. I'm gonna use like a 5-minute low trailing stop. I think for Baba. And at some point it's gonna run out of steam. Of course, it can come through and retest this level. Right? We could get Baba to come hit a little bop. And
Boy,
then
I wish I had your nerves, boy. I'll be pulling the trigger all damn day.
Man, we talked about this.
Man, I'm sitting up here, man. I done missed like 3 plays today. Got my marks and everything, and it came down, and I just didn't do nothing. Just watched it. HUSA. I had a Fibonacci. I got all this stuff here, and I'm just so mad at myself, man. I got all this stuff written down.
Yeah.
I got all this stuff written down. It did exactly what I said it was gonna do, and I didn't do nothing. I don't know why. Just can't get out my own way.
Do it. Next time, just all right. This is what I think you could do. How many accounts do you have?
I just have I think it's just one, really, Fidelity.
Okay. This is what I think would be good for you to do is can Fidelity allow you to have more than one account? Like you have 2 accounts under one login?
Yeah, I got 3. I got an individual, I got a IRA, and I got a business. I got 3.
Okay. What I think you should do, bro, is have a separate account, drop like 500 or a rag. I don't know, what your finances look like, but drop an amount of money in there that will allow you to pull the trigger on this stuff you're seeing and see what happens. So if that's a ban, do that.
I wonder, and what's crazy, Jordan, I'm gonna be honest. I think I got too much money in my account, and I'm not doing nothing with it. I got like almost $250,000 sitting in Fidelity in all these accounts and ain't doing nothing. Just looking. I'm listening to you. I'm like, this man, he's just too damn calm, and I'm just fucking just like, oh, I'm like, and I'm just shaking like Don Knotts. Like, God damn, should I pull the trigger? And by the time I think about it, it's crazy, man. This shit just getting aggravating now. But I was just letting you know,
bro,
man.
Pull the trigger, bro. Pull the trigger, bro. Just pull the trigger. Just pull the trigger, bro. I promise you. Pull the trigger for the top line.
I can't. I'm on USA. I don't know. Should I pull the trigger? Because my thesis was down here.
Pull it.
It's so too.
Pull it.
And instead of going.
I think you should be buying stock and selling calls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you have that capital.
Yeah, I should. That's what I was doing.
Buy the dip.
Anyway,
you can't lose. Buy NVIDIA up. Buy AMD.
Yeah, I'll be selling cover calls against AMD. I had like 400 shares, but I've been trimming that down because I feel like it's gonna drop eventually. But I'm trying to get this option stuff, man. And I've been looking at y'all as too damn calm, and I'm sweating like Don Knotts.
You sweating and you ain't even mentioned no trades. Why you sweating?
That's crazy. When I was trading stocks and just buying the stocks, I didn't give a damn if it go down. But man, look at this shit going right back to the highs, man.
Hey Jordan, somebody got their hand raised.
Yeah, I was just about to say, hold on 1 second. Darwin, what's going on? I think you unmuted. You had a question?
No question.
Oh, all right.
Oh, he just wanted to raise his hand, bro.
Want to get a high five. So Alibaba, real quick, I did take this trade. I didn't call it out. My apologies. We did mark it up, and I did set an alert and told y'all about it beforehand. So I'm sorry, but I'm only halfway sorry because I did tell you.
Hey Jordan,
what's up?
Sorry to interrupt, bro. Look at the weekly chart.
Not
weekly
sorry.
Chart. Look at the weekly chart, bro. I think it got a little bit more. Bro, chill out, bro. 118.22. I'm about to get off this Zoom.
Oh, hey. So all Alibaba trade was though, all it was bull flag, like I showed y'all, and I showed y'all, the picture of a bull flag and what it looks like. I explained why it's a bull flag. It broke out, retested the higher day, consolidated a little bit, and then it broke out above the higher day. So 2 possible entry points, one aggressive, one conservative. Aggressive entry point would have been here on the break of the bull flag, right? And then conservative would have been here on the actual close above the high of the flag. And either way, you would have been in profit, caught a nice move. Cool. Just wanted to explain that. Am I looking at any swings, Jamal? Not at the moment. Tesla. Woo! Tesla came back down. Tesla came back down, down, down. So here's the deal with Tesla, right? And this is what I'm talking about. Like you gotta you got to come to accept that if you're going to want to like have sniper entries, that you also going to take some losses, right? So Tesla actually just dropped through this level. You see it's in this kind of zone, 738.94. And right now it's at 738.36. So like if you were trying to say, just make our zone this big. I'm joking. So if you were trying to say, hey, I'm gonna try to catch Tesla on a bounce, then now would be the time to enter. And again, like I talked about before, your stop could be 736, right? And so we look at it from risk to reward. I'm not entering this. I'm not saying to enter this at all. But looking at it from a risk to reward standpoint, entering here at 738 with a stop loss at 736, and then with the target back up here at 746, your risk is 3 to 1, right? So you're risking essentially $1 to get through. So it's not bad. If you catch the move, your stop loss is really, really tight. So it's no big deal, really, if you do drop. Hey, Pam, let me hold $1.
734, bro. That's for going to 734.29. Last target.
My fault. I'm so hungry. I buy Starbucks to get something, and now I spent like $14. Oh my.
Hey, that $14 is a contract. You should have made that coffee at the house. But look at that. Oh, that would have been a nice entry. Dang, man, that's crazy. Crazy how that works. Anyway, yeah, so that's how I would look at this Tesla though, is if you were gonna trade it back up to this level, then that could be your entry. You have all this room for growth. You have, this is your stop loss. So it's a real tight stop. And if you get out, you just get out, no big deal. Somebody said, look at BIG. Notorious, dun, 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 notorious. Hey, Jordan, can you break down how a newbie would read shop 385C 6-10 at 9.4? Sure thing. Let me first look at this. So, let's see. I don't see the same setup on BIG like I saw on Alibaba Gardner. It's a little all over the place. But so the question was, and this would be helpful for people, do I read level 2 data? Nope. Tried it for like 2-3 weeks and I was like, eh. Hold on 1 second, Moody. I see your hand is raised, sir. So somebody asked how to read this. 9.4. So that's how I structure my call outs in the group is like this. Let me make it bigger real quick. Bang. All right. So what we have right here is the stock, strike, call or put, right? So this could say C or P. Stock, strike, call or put, expiration, and then the premium price. So what this reads as in regular English is, my name is Jordan and I bought Shopify 387.5 call with a 6/10 expiration, and I paid 9.4 as my premium, or $940 as my premium. And that's my call out. You're welcome. Moody, you still got your hand up, bro?
Hey, man, bro. I would have just like interrupted. My bad.
It does look like it's breaking out though. Somebody put a BIG. It does look like it's breaking out. Netflix. See if we come down, retest, and then go. Let me go check. Alibaba is still going. Damn, I'm up 75%. I did not call it out. I didn't call the entry. I called the setup. Got it. Notorious. Yeah, after this, I'm taking Thursday off. What other questions y'all got? Drop them in the chat. 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 Drop them in the chat.
Hey, could you take a look at plug?
Hold on. Say that again.
Could you take a look at plug?
That voice sound a little familiar. What up, my boy?
What up, J Martin?
Yo. You can't be sneaking in here and not think you're gonna get recognized, man. All right. Plug. Hey, bro, I'm gonna need a cut. We're gonna talk. I gotta book a haircut. All right. What time frame you looking at plug on?
So I was looking at it in the hour time frame, and I already placed my support and resistance. And basically I'm trying to see, because what I'm seeing is short-term put.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to see if y'all see the same thing, or you see the same.
Yeah. All right. So we're on the hourly chart for plug. We have that big zone right here where we got, this slide that up so you see that wick. So when I'm moving these zones here, all I'm doing is just going based off of where we have like an open or a close and just capturing all the wicks. So anything in this area is just, if you were looking for puts, right, that could be a potential put entry because we haven't had any price paid here. It's all rejected this area. Now, on the flip side, we do have down here, Pam, I see your hand. Give me 1 second. On the flip side, we have, let's see, we got more wicks here, Pop. I like it. I would say you would want to, I would wait for it to push past one of these lows because when we take it deeper, so you could, there's 2 ways you can go about this. And this is also an inside, these are 2 inside bars. So the entry would really be below 1876. I know this is 1 cent lower, but it's close enough. So you want to see it actually break through this level here. So right now that's acting as support. We get in now, yeah, and you would get a 1% move. So I don't think it's worth trying to grab that early 1% move versus waiting for a breakdown from here. And then if you wait on that break, then you could potentially catch this 2.5% move. So you're going, well, what I would do is sacrifice this 1%, which I think is still valid to trade it down here. But it could bounce up. So unless if you're actively watching it, then yeah, you could trade it back down to this level and then probably close out here a trim because it's treated as support twice before. So it might treat it as support again. It might come down and bounce back up. Otherwise, you get a break below here and you can see it continue down and you'll get that. That makes sense?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Pam, what's going on? I see your hand up. Quinn, you just reminded me, bro. That was the whole reason I said I wasn't trading today and I was going to trade Wednesday was for SPY 0 DTE.
He's still on.
Who's still on? Oh, your hand's still up? I can't hear you, Pam, but all right.
I did have something to say, but I can't figure out how to take the hand off.
Oh, I could take it down for you.
But you said that you were taking the day off today?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm not trading. I got a bunch of other stuff I need to get done.
Okay, well you can take it off too. That's okay if you take both days if you want.
Thanks. We're looking at Deere, we're looking at AMD. So yeah, I completely forgot to trade spies the same day expiration, Quinn. But we caught some good setups. I did take a 10% loss on oh, I forgot I was in Alibaba. Okay, cool. I did take a 10% or 11% loss on Square. Alibaba is, I'm up 120% on Alibaba. That $1,000 account is now at $2,000.
You say you're 120%?
Yeah, bro.
Golly.
You should have called that play.
I know.
I took Square with you.
I'm saying Baba was up on the screen.
I
know.
I didn't see it.
I'm sorry. I did the setup, but I didn't do the so what we looking at? Deer. Yeah, we see Deer retesting this level, so that could be a potential move to trade it back up. Who are we muting today? Somebody asked about AMD. Is this a case of sell the news before analyst day tomorrow? I don't know what's happening with AMD. I don't really look at news, bro, so I don't know what's going on. CDO, if you can give some more insight into what's going on at AMD, that'd be cool. I don't look at news. I just hop on the chart. Sounds like, it kind of sounds lame sometimes to me. It's like, I don't do all these things that everybody else says you got to do. But then I think about it. I think my way is a little better. So AMD did just break this support level. I'm on an hourly still. So we see it did break that support, which means it also broke the support on the 30, which means it also broke the support on the 15. I'm just trying to see, well, I'm dropping deeper and deeper, trying to see where we actually like been closing that on some smaller candles. So yeah, we broke that support. We have another low at 102.64. The AMD would be a no-go on calls right now, given we broke that support. Unless we see a bounce off of 102.64, we could trade it back up to 104. But overall, risk to reward right now looks like it's favoring the put side. Yeah, you took the Square loss too. I know. We all lost 11% on Square, but then I'm sitting here with Alibaba, it's up 117, and I didn't say nothing. And then what's even crazier is that it did make the move. It did. Those calls would be in the money right now. So, my people.
Hey, Jourdan, if you was playing HUSA, would you buy? I'm just looking at this. Would you buy a call right here when it done dropped all the way down and then came up? I'm just wondering.
Now, when we talked about this 10 minutes ago,
I'm just saying, would you buy it now?
No. I probably wouldn't buy it now. You should have bought it. You were talking about it and it was back here, bro.
I'm just no.
It was back here.
I can't with him.
It's up 10% since we talked about it.
I know, I'm just wondering.
No, I wouldn't buy it right now because now it's retesting this high, so I wouldn't buy it. I just closed the Alibabas. I'm about to get banned on Robinhood. All right.
It's still going. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Well, next time, you know what? Look, do this for me. Next time, when you thinking about pulling the trigger on something, you let me know. I'm gonna get in.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna give you FOMO about your own positions. I'm be like, yeah, I'm up 20% on that thing you were talking about.
That's crazy.
You gonna get in. I wouldn't get it personally, right? I don't know what you saw either, though.
I did the yesterday's low.
Yep.
And I put a support line there, and I put a 50% retracement on the Fibonacci, and it came right to that level, and it reversed it.
Man, you need
to the whole time. Why? I've been watching it ever since.
So you just a watcher.
I'm finna get in my truck. At least I know I can go and make me a quick $2,000 in my truck real quick. Like I can do that. So I'm finna get. This is crazy, man. It's still going.
Hey, well, look, I pulled the trigger on a red box call last week, but I got out on, I think, the 3rd. I think I got in on the 1st or the 2nd. I got out on like the 3rd or the 4th. And then look at red box.
Yeah.
I got,
jeez.
I don't remember when I got in, but I closed it. Man, it went up like 40%. But yeah, bro, next time, tell me if you ain't gonna pull the trigger. Let me get some money.
I'm about to do a put for revenge.
No, not revenge trading.
All right. I
About to lose some more money then.
I got to go to work, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
PayPal on the daily, we got an ascending triangle. I need to eat. I'm gonna go eat in a minute. Ascending. All right, cool. You see it coming up. Bop, 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 bop. Pop to the top. That's how you know I'm tired. That's my description. Pop, pop, pop. So we got an ascending triangle forming on PayPal on the daily, which means we see the same thing on the 1 hour. So I would just wait on it to break and hold above that 92 area. Scared money don't make money. Yeah, scared money don't make money. Scared money don't lose money. But if you consistently seen that what you would have done would have been a winner, yeah, bro, you leave the money on the table. Big bags on the table. All right, put more questions in the chat. I'll be right back. I'll take me a little trader break, if you know what I mean. Oh! BRB. Somebody said Costco. Oh, let me stop, because if I try to post this on YouTube, they're gonna be like, oh, copyright. And this will get posted whenever my however long it's gonna take my computer to process this. Let's see what else we got. Time is it Eastern? Oh, my laptop on 8. It's what, 11? So we're about to be lunchtime. Eastern is about to be 12 o'clock. So I'll probably see a little less trading volume. I guess we can see what other people in the Discord been on, right? See what Zay and JJ, Avery, Moody. See what they got going on. It says, shout out to Jordan Martin and movie for teaching me how to scribble on these charts. So I'm gonna show Shopify. I did close Shopify earlier today. I closed Shopify near open. So this is what I'm talking about when I say, like, you know, don't just get caught up on the winners only, but also acknowledge, salute yourself, pat yourself on the back for your exits too. Cause this was the second Shopify. Okay. Because of that exit, right? The exit right here at 394 on that trade I put in my chat that I didn't take, right? Exited there, we came back and retested it, but after that, we never came back to that level. So that's why you just gotta like hold true to your exits. You know, you can adjust some things live, but not getting caught up and holding on for more. Because holding on for more, like if I pushed up here, I exited my trade here, but if I tried to hold on for more, then I would have less. Put that on a t-shirt. If you keep trying to hold on for more, you're gonna end up with less. I gotta write that down. I'm sorry. I think that's pretty dope. Write that down. If you keep holding for more, you can end up with less. All right. Anyway, man, that's kind of like you gotta dig deeper into it. But Kia said, do I have any advice for perfecting entries on trades? And my computer moving a little slow because it's on 9%. But I think when it comes to your entries and getting them better, I mean, obviously you'll never be perfect, right? But the easiest way or two easy ways, or simple ways rather, to get better with your entries would be one, drilling down to a smaller time frame, because it has to happen on a smaller time frame before it happens on a larger time frame. And then two would be studying your entries, you know. So this is now my 4th week in a row, I believe, of trading strictly off the 1 minute. But what I do is, and what I continue to do, is go review what I've done. And I go review why it's worked and things of that nature. That's why I mark my charts up, you know, and I don't know what happened to the words that were right here. But that's why I annotate my charts, so I can go back and look at what was I thinking? Why was I thinking that? I entered this trade and lost. Why did I lose? I entered this trade and won. Why did I win? How can I replicate? But I went ahead and closed that mug. But so that's how I came like working with it for my exits. How I started doing trailing stops, because instead of, you know, like how people will talk about, you know, once I hit 20% profit, I'm getting that. And it does come to a degree the fact that I have, Baba, when will it stop? I have time. I have what Moody always calls like the full 24. That's what it is. I have the freedom to sit on here all day and look at a chart if I want to. I don't usually want to, but it's kind of hard when you can just make so much money. It's like, it's so easy. It comes so easy once you learn it. So having a percentage price target, I think is good if you have a system that you found that to be ideal, or if you don't have the time to proactively reassess your position. I think that's good. But if you do have the time to proactively reassess positions, then I think using something like a trailing price-based stop is better, because I just closed Alibaba for 117%. I got in for 113 calls over here. And if I had stopped, I just said, well, it hit 20%, I'm closing all my stuff, right? Then I would have not gotten that 117%. But having a trailing price-based stop based on lower highs and lower lows, my stop is continuously moving with the stock. So if the stock keeps going up and my profits keep going up, my stop loss keep going up. I could have said that in a different order. If the stock keeps going up, my stop is going to keep going up and my profits are going to keep going up. So this is where stop losses are being adjusted as we put in new lower lows, right? That's that. And so now the stop will be here, right? Or it could be here, right?
Hello, Mr. Martin. I have a question.
Oh man, please call me Jordan. Mr. Martin's my grandfather.
Okay, well, Jordan, will we have access to the Zoom recording?
Yeah, so I did put the link on my IG. Were you coming from the Discord or are you from Instagram?
I'm coming from the Discord.
Okay, and are you you're a paid member in the Discord, or are you currently not a paid?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm a broke college student.
Ooh,
I couldn't afford even the discounted I couldn't even afford the discounted rate when you guys closed the chat or the Discord.
All right. DM me on Discord.
I'm sorry, say that again louder.
DM me on Discord.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll have access to it. The answer is going to be the same regardless. All the education in Discord is available for free. All the recordings are available for free. All the live classes are available for free. So yeah, really good. It will be recorded.
Thank you for
You're
letting me
welcome.
know.
Yeah, you have any questions about anything?
No, not at the moment. I'm still trying to get my head around the what do you call it? The signals and some of the technical analysis.
Well, look, if you have any questions, let me know. Let my team know. We run classes every day, and we always have Q&A available on those classes. So let us know how we can help.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. I'm gonna shift off of Alibaba. I'm no longer in it. So today, so far, took profits on the shop overnight swing. So that's 2 wins on Shopify. Took profits on the overnight swing, then traded the intraday scalp off the trend line, bounced back to this 394 level. Had SQ, where we traded the falling wedge breakout. Took a loss on that, and then it did end up going back up to the top anyway, which is fine. And then Alibaba, which is still running, traded the bull flag breakout. So far today, that's 3 for 4. Shopify overnight was a 50% win. The scalp, I think, was a 20%. Alibaba, I just closed for 117. So that's 187% total return on the wins. And then we took minus 13 on Square. Doesn't sound bad though. 3 for 4. 177% in profit, 13% in losses. Cool. Not bad. Not bad, y'all. I wouldn't say that's a bad deal. Man, I also doubled an account today. So not bad, not bad, not bad. But I don't really plan on trading anything else. I don't know. Baba's still going. I can swing back to the Netflix chart. Netflix, look at that. It did come and retest. Oops, sorry. So this, I guess this is like when people talk about like, how do you know what something's gonna do? You don't. But after you've been trading and watching stuff for a while, like, you know, I put this line here before this happened, right? But you can anticipate what's gonna happen and we could trade these things. So Netflix, I needed to go ahead and close above 207. 5, and it's making that move right now. SPY. Tesla. Tesla on the put side looks kind of interesting too, because there's a lot of room down below for if Tesla does decide it wants to drop. Oh shoot. If it does drop, hey, no cap. Hold on, could we retesting support? That's just a straight drop. If we go back to retest it, there's nothing in between here. So Tesla right now, we're seeing is moving down. See the lower low, I mean the lower highs being made. So this looks really interesting for a potential drop back down. Like I just showed you, there's a bunch of room below for us to drop on Tesla if we do, you know, break and hold. We got to get through these levels, of course, along the way. Yeah, we can catch a flip on the market. That'd be good. What is holding SPY up? That's a good question. Oh, somebody asked about AMAT on the daily. Let's look at it. So why is SPY not dropping? Tesla's dropping, yeah. Amazon looks a little. Bless you. Thank you. Amazon looks a little. Apple. All these stocks are just kind of sitting here in these little ugly chop patterns. Like Microsoft, you know, 273 to 270. Like this is. I don't like none of this. You're going to have to see which way it breaks out, whenever it breaks out. I don't even really care to look at these though, because yeah, I'd rather just wait. So nothing on Microsoft, nothing on Apple.
Can you look at CAT?
SPY sure can. See, SPY did the same thing, right? SPY is making the same pattern and then it broke out. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm gonna look at CAT after I look at AMAT, because somebody did ask me to show applied materials. Ooh. Boom. No show no love. No show no love. So we have, what is this? This is This is something. But we're looking at applied materials just making these rejections around this 119 level. So below here, this inside day currently, below 112.30. Yeah, so applied materials is currently forming an inside day. Below 112.40 would break that inside day. Below 112.30, I wouldn't mind hopping in puts and could trade it back down to this level here. That would be a nice move. So I just set an alert for that. And you said cat. What time frame you want to look at cat on?
I'm on the 5 minute, but whatever you see.
So cat sitting here in consolidation, right? This big range, it has all these little indicator numbers on it, but sitting in this big range here, it finally broke out consolidation. Broke out, came down to retest the area, right? And then we see another bounce here and then it continued up. So that would be something to watch for if you were already looking at cat. You could have traded the breakout of consolidation on the 7th when it broke out, came back down and then held. Could have traded that for a little scalp, not much there to get. And then today it did gap down, but it supported this level, right? It respected the support level. And then once it made that new high, you could have went ahead, took calls, or to be extra conservative, and made that new high for the inside day, and then you could have took the break of that, well, not inside day, inside bar. And you could take the break of that inside bar formation and took calls again. And again, this is where that trailing price stop comes into play. When we're looking at lower lows being made and lower lows being our exit, we don't see lower lows being made, right? We don't see any of these lower lows being made, which means that there would have been no exit. No exit would have been taken on cat. And you would still be raking in your money. Cool. So
But you get to take it from now or
nothing.
No.
Nope. So we look at right now, it's made a $4 move. I'm not typing what I thought I was typing. Oh, all right, there you go. So cat's average true range is $6. So on average, the past 2 weeks, so cats moved about $6 for his range. So right now the high is my computer is saying, bro, please give me a break. Yeah, so cats ATR is $6.05. Right now the high is 231.57. The low is 224.62, which equals 231.57 minus 224.62, 6.95. So the average range that cat makes on a daily basis past 2 weeks has been $6. Today's range is $6.95. So just based off of that, if we're going off a mathematical average of past 2 weeks, then we would assume that it's less likely for cat to continue to push up, and it's more likely that it stays in the range that it's made today, because it's already made a range today that's greater than its average range. Not to say it can't keep going up, but
Yeah. Can
yeah.
you show where you went in FinViz to see the ATM? You just put in cat as the symbol and okay.
Yep, and it's at the bottom on that table.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thou shalt know love. He said I'm just over here chilling and singing. Taking trade. It gets like that though. For real. Like that's what we talk about, like building confidence, what I talk about getting on these lives, what I talk about learning, executing, practicing, back testing, studying, asking questions, is because as you continue to do more of those things, you continue to ask more questions, you continue to study more, you continue to learn more, you dive deeper into different concepts, you join more classes and learn different perspectives, and connect with people in the group chat more. You know who's in here. You start to gain more confidence. You see your trades that you're looking at, you see the setups, and then you just start implementing. Right? You're never gonna gain confidence or full confidence until you actually get out there. You can't just watch film for basketball and expect to just come on the court and perform, at a high level. It'll help, but you have to get your reps in. So keep gaining that confidence, and y'all gonna start to, see the results. What else we got?
My service went out. What I miss?
You didn't miss anything. You've been sitting here chilling. Part of me wants to take another trade, but I don't need to. Oh snap! I was in another trade on my other account, up 40%. Spy stay between a rock and a hard place. We're gonna leave it there. Luann, you could trade cat on a continuation if it sets a new high and closes this candle above that high. You could, but my thing is just that the higher it goes, since it's already made a move outside of its normal range, just keep in mind the higher it goes, the more your risk to reward shrinks. And I mean, that's just like something that's theoretically how it works. But you would have wanted to catch the move down here. Or like I said, the retest of support here that held and a break above that, or the breakout on the inside bar. That would have been a much better entry to have than trying to catch it when it's already up here and it's already
right. Yeah. Okay.
We can try to find something else. I'm gonna just pop in the group and see what y'all talking about. I'm gonna drop the link in the group too. Meme stocks, crowd, and snow. Let's check it out. Ooh. D, what you see on crowd and snow? I'm liking this. I'm liking it though. Now what time frame you looking at too? And then Marvin, we could pop over to Marvin. Let me know if there's some specific meme stocks you're talking about. AMC.
Crowd on the 5 and the 30.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see this. 184. And crowd was moving kind of like a meme stock at 1.2.
Same for snow. Well, Palo Alto Network CEO. I know you don't do news, but I do. I trade.
No.
Pardon me?
No, I said go ahead. It's fine.
The CEO for Palo Alto Networks, which I trade as well, said that there's between 1,300 to 1,400 companies that are currently being held ransom, right? So all, well, most, the top 3 at least,
Unique name.
cybersecurity companies you should kind of keep on your
Let me know
radar.
so then I can tell Jessica to come down.
I'm sorry.
Where Jessica at?
What's going on, Jordan?
Anyway, so Palo Alto Networks, CrowdStrike, and Zscaler sometimes, but
Oh, these people. Okay. Thanks for sharing it. I'm gonna you mind dropping that article in the chat?
Okay, it was from the, okay, I'll find something.
Thank you.
Yeah. You ain't on the stove? Put it on the stove to make sure.
Oh yeah, Twitter. I'm gonna go look at Twitter too. Because Elon released that he wasn't gonna actually buy them.
Elon is gonna get sued.
Man. Elon keep playing. He I don't know if he think he invincible. For GameStop, it is breaking out of this resistance level right here. I think what I really would have preferred seeing was it form a cup and handle. But it did just break out. 30-minute. Also probably just a daily breakout in general. Yeah. So when it comes to GameStop though, I really don't fool with meme stocks too often. But I would say on the swing side, just based off of price, on the swing, I would want to see it close above 149. and it's at 149 right now. So I want to see those above 149 for me to think that it can continue up to 153, 156. See if it keeps pushing on up.
Cuatro combos.
Let's pop to the chat. What else we got going on? Twitter. Okay. If you're gonna put a chart in the chat, or a stock, sorry, in the chat, just let me know what time frame you're looking at, and then if you could let me know what you're seeing on it too, so we can pull it up for everybody. So we got a rejection right here. We see I charted out before that 154 area. All right, we see, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. And then we're rejecting 155.70 today. So nothing in particular I'm seeing here. For me, I'm not really swinging. So, on a 5-minute chart, looks like we're about to find support at its previous high, which is 153.18. And it came down and bounced off of 153.35. So it could be about to go ahead and make a swing back through and make a new leg up. That's possible. All right, and that is that would be a $2 move. So that's something that you could probably scalp. What else we got? Twitter. But yeah, so you could look at Baidu and do a potential scalp as long as it stay above 153. I'm not trading it. But I think if you have tight enough stop loss, trying to get that $2 move, could be a solid thing to do. Let's go Twitter, which we know is moving off of news. Twitter also has these rejections over here at this like near $41 area. So we see a couple of days ago we got one rejection, two rejection, right? So we got triple top here, and we're coming up and rejecting it again. Looks like it's moving up with some strong momentum though. So that's that. Somebody asked about AMC. Zay look like he just closed out AMC. See what we're talking about. So yeah, Twitter looks like it's making some move, but it needs to actually close above 41. Somebody said Cat's going crazy. We just talking about Cat. Oh, well, it's not going crazy, I think, since we talked about it. Talking about potentially entering again over that break, but that it already had made a move outside of its average true range, and to not chase. And a better entry would have been down here on the support, a high after the support bounce, or the inside bar breakout right there. Dennis Nvidia rejecting at 188.55. Yeah, let's see what you're talking about, Dennis. Yeah. What else we got, man? I think we're starting to just kind of get to that chopping point. It's lunchtime for the traders. It's lunchtime. I haven't eaten breakfast, but I worked out. It's all right. I'm gonna eat. I could be eating while I'm on here. Disney. 1 hour. At Disney, we got some inside candles here right now in the 1 hour. So we got a high of 109.36. Setting an alert for breakout to the upside. Also have a gap on Disney, and then to the downside, let's see it go back down to 106. The low for Disney right here is 107.06. I'm gonna just set an alert for 107. Breaking down inside bar on 1 hour. So I'm just setting alerts right now. I already closed out. Well, I closed out 5 trades now today. One of them I actually didn't call out, so I'm not gonna put that. But SPY breaking the trend line on the 5. Yep. Yep, the SPY is breaking that trend line on the 5-minute.
That Nvidia trade would have been nasty, bro. It just broke its support too. Damn.
Hey, Daddy, you want these?
Yeah, you got inputs, didn't
No, I was looking at it, and then bro, we need to get that class, bro, with that full-time trading. These people blowing me, bro. I just got out a brutal meeting. Like brutal. I was on a meeting pretty much the whole time your Zoom call, man. I'm like, it's lunchtime. Y'all tripping. I think somebody asked about a class for full-time trading.
Somebody did.
I'm about to look into that, but I don't know. I ain't ready to get that bag up yet.
I don't
you?
know.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I got a big bag to replace, bro. So it's not an easy move.
My question just like, how do y'all manage y'all accounts and like pool profits? Like, do you keep money in there and then just pull out a certain amount, you know, pull out your profits each week? But like, how you just manage your money?
So for me, you have like, I don't just stay true so much to, I don't stop. So like I have a weekly target per se. But I don't just be like, oh, well, I made $3,000 this week. You know, I'm done. I think it's really like a matter of understanding certain principles and then applying them to yourself, and not so much like a step by step, right? So, for example, keeping in mind, you know, whatever your income goal is, say you want to make, you know, you want to have $10,000 a month that you want to pull out of your account to use. If that's the case, then, you know, maybe you shoot for 15,000 in a month, so that you got some for taxes, you got some to stay in the account, right? Because what you don't want to do is get to the habit of growing an account and then pulling all the money out and starting from scratch every single time. You want to still compound your account, because the more you compound your account, the less, the smaller percentage gain you need to reach your goal. So I was talking to somebody yesterday, and again, this is all kind of like concepts really. But I was talking to them yesterday, and you know, I asked them what their goal was, and they said their goal was to make $100 in a market, right? And they said their account was about $3,000. was like, okay, cool. So not financial advice, but that means if you're trying to pull that, you just really need like a 4% gain, 3% gain will hit you your 100. But 4% gain is really not a big deal for you to get. You could do a swing trade, or you could day trade contracts that are far out. Thanks, D. I just saw you drop it in there. So you could day trade a swing, like a contract that's a month out, like Baba, right? You would have got a 5% gain for sure if you bought a month out contract on Baba today. You would have been 5-10% easy. Or you could do something with sticking to swing trading shares. So at the end of the day, it's really just looking at what percentage gain I need on my account to yield whatever income goal I have, and then you can pull it from there. Me personally, the way I pretty much do my stuff is I just spend whatever money I'm spending on my personal credit cards, and then I'll withdraw profits to pay off my credit card. That's pretty much it. If I have like a big purchase that I want to do, then I could plan for that. Like, the Tesla for Tesla challenge, or things of that nature. I did another crypto challenge a while ago where I was trading crypto from 10K. I think the goal was to go 10K to 30K, but I was doing spot buys, and that's kind of getting like off topic in a sense. But once the crypto market dropped, spot buys really didn't have a place, because that means I'm buying shares basically of crypto in a sense, but the market was going bad, so I couldn't keep trading that. My alert just went off for applied materials puts. I don't even remember why I said that. Oh, okay. Yeah, do it. I'm not trading it, but my applied materials put just went off alert. We see a breach of this support level, making a new low. Ideally, of course, you want it to close below it, but that could be a potential swing to swing it out to maybe 2 weeks or so. You can see it drop back down to this 106 area. So that alert did trigger. I'm not taking the trade, but that alert did trigger. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I could try to get some topics together for real, like, living off your trading, and teach it as like a class or a sense. But it's kind of like when I'm talking about trading on the 1 minute. Like, to me at this point, it's not really complicated. It's just understanding basic principles. You understand how to structure your risk to reward ratio so that you could lose 2 trades for every 1 trade you win, and still either come out profitable or break even if you have a 30% win rate, or a 40% win rate. You could still come out profitable or break even based on how you structure your risk to reward on your trades and you structure your entries. And I have a much higher than 30-40% win rate. So that's why I've doubled an account for the past 3 weeks in a row. And once you get into the routine, bro, I don't know how else to put it. It's not really hard. Think about it like your job. Like, think about it as if your job, gave you $1,000 a day. Like, it wouldn't be hard for you to find a way to live off $1,000 a day. You can just pull 500 and be like, cool, that's my car. So that's the other thing, right? Is managing bills. Is, setting aside. So I say like the first couple of weeks of the month, this is how I thought about it when I first started. I mean, now I don't do it as much because I guess my profits are bigger. But like, you want to set aside the necessities. If you're trading for a living, you want to have your emergency fund built up, right? There's no telling if you start having bad days in the market, bad month in the market. If the market gets to conditions that you're not used to trading in, if for whatever reason you physically can't trade. Hold on. Let me check. All right. So yeah, you would want to still position yourself for that. And then your first couple of like wins go towards bills, bro. You make $500 the first week of the market, put it towards your card or however much you make. So I think your trading account needs to be 50,000 or higher. Because again, for you to be able to have comfortable flexibility, you can't be trying to trade for a living off of a $10,000 account. Thinking, because you're gonna start forcing trades because you got to make this, percentage. I don't think you can force it like reasonably do that. But let's see, I could try to make a class and like have.
You talking about trading full time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most importantly, like even with a regular job, right? You need to have like at least probably 6 months, up to a year, living expenses saved up already, just like you would do with a regular job, right? We're not, unless you live in a paycheck to paycheck, so that's a whole different story. But even with your regular job, like, I got 6 months trying to get like a year worth of my salary saved for a year, right? So if something was to happen to my job, my full-time, I'll have 6 months to a year worth of salary saved up that I can pay my bills and live off. So like if you're thinking full-time, you're thinking now, all right, I got a job, I'm trying, quit that. So I'll save up 6 months of living expenses for the year. 6 months of living expenses for my bills. And then theoretically, you pretty much giving yourself 6 months to be profitable in trading. And you're saying, well, if I'm not, making money and quicker than 6 months, of course, you don't want to get to the point where you start touching that emergency fund, because if you start touching it, then like, all right, maybe I need to back up, because I'm doing something wrong with my trading, or maybe I'm not as profitable. So you get that cushion, and then you want to get to the point where you don't have to even touch that 6 months expenses or 6 months savings. That would definitely.
That's it.
Now, huh?
I said that's right.
This time now, you're accounting for. I don't really account for, like, people say, oh, you got to save like more because of inflation. Inflation really hits you when you start buying things, right? If you're just a normal person, especially if you're single and it's just you're just paying bills, and you just have a car payment or whatever, then inflation really not going to hit you because you're not out here buying this and that. That's food, that's understandable, that's required, so that's a necessity. So I wouldn't even like account for that. But yeah, once you have that 6 months, then you pretty much have that security blanket, right? So I think the scary thing, I talk about doing trading full time, but I like the bag I get in my full time. I'm not doing much, so I can't complain about that. But the thing about it is, like, people give up. It's a sense of security, right, for your full time. And honestly, like, there's no such thing as job security. Like, no such thing as job security. Unless you're an entrepreneur, if you're working for somebody, there's no such thing as job security. You're working for the government and this and that. Yeah, it's no such thing. You taking a risk in general, right? Even with your full time. So even if you want to do trading, yeah, it's a risk, but you can manage that risk. And that's the thing with trading, is that you're trading with a risk, but the risk is managed versus you working full time, and that risk is unmanaged because you can be gone today or tomorrow. So depending on how you look at it, it definitely can work. I know like other guys, Moody and this and that, they're traders full time. I don't know if all the moderators are traders full time. I know some of them have little side jobs or probably side gigs. But honestly, you could probably do it trading, part time, and then get a little, side gig and this and that. That's what I'm doing. Like, I have a full time, and then I just trade on the side. But I got a goal I'm trying to hit, so that's why I'm doing it. But it's different ways. I don't think it's hard. I think it's easier now because the availability that we have. Like,
I don't know what happened to him, but
if you're at work, but yeah.
Okay. I will say that you put it. I guess, yeah, it's different. I have a different perspective because I left my job in November, 2021. So now I've been out the corporate workforce for like 9 months or so at this point. So now I could teach more so on how to build to that, I guess. So like you said, right? Like we both said, having that savings built up, having a goal, right? So I think you should have a minimum goal that you require of yourself, and you should put yourself on trial. You should be trying out for that position. You should interview yourself for that position. Because you have to move differently. That's how I put in my chat the other day. Yesterday, I think Moody said something like, "Let these people know, like, you weren't just lucky. You break down these 1 minute charts." I'm like, bro, it's not a hobby, dog. Like, if I fold, and I could not trade. And like you said, you can trade and you can have other side things going on, right? So like obviously, people have subscriptions to the group chat. But like I also said in the chat, if y'all saw how much I paid out to the whole moderator team, all the analysts, all the bots, all of that, y'all be like, man, what? How much it take to run this chat? But you have to build yourself up to that position. So I didn't leave my job until I knew that I could consistently, and I had already done, I could consistently pull $3,000 to $5,000 a week from the market. So I had savings, but then once I saw I could consistently bring in 3 to 5K a week from the market, that's when I felt comfortable to leave. And I guess that's when I kind of started acting a little different around the office. And then ultimately I ended up leaving earlier than I but I was fine with that because I already had proven to myself I could do this. And so it is a different feeling. And that's why like we talked about, emotional versus strategic trading. That's why I talk about back testing. That's why I showed y'all that I ran over 400 back tests on just one site, because this isn't a joke. You know what I'm saying? So you have to solidify a strategy and solidify rules and how you're going to do things so that you're not going crazy. You have to have that savings built up so that you're not then emotionally trading because you set this goal in mind, right? And so now you're not like, man, crap, it's Thursday and I haven't hit my target for the week. Oh, I got to find a trade. Oh, somebody give me a trade. Jordan, what you trade? Jordan. Zay, what you doing? Whatever, right? But you get yourself up to the point where, okay, cool, I might have took a loss this week, right? Overall, my account took a loss. Okay, I still got 6 months of expenses saved up. I'm gonna just wait for the market next week and I'm gonna shake back. No biggie. I'm gonna take some time to reassess what I'm doing. And I guess that's why when I'm talking about people always asking how long does it take to be consistently profitable, how long does it take to be, that good of a trader or whatnot, like you have to just look at how deep you're willing to get in your bag and how much it means to you to be successful. And if you're cool with, having a $500 a week and then having a $200 week and then losing $200 this week, like that's you. You know what I'm saying? And you can be cool with that. Me personally, I lost the trade today and I'm very upset. Like, not upset to a sense where I'm about to, revenge trade, or upset where it's like really affecting my emotions. I'm upset in the sense of I need to learn what I could have done differently to have not taken that L on Square. And I'm like, dude. But the only thing I could say is, I traded it correctly. I traded the plan, right? Executed the plan. The only thing is, if I had a looser stop loss, which I don't think I wanted to, I'm fine with my stop loss being where it was. If my stop loss was a close below that original low point, right? So this 84, I'm showing on my screen right now. If my stop loss was below this low, then I would have still been in the trade and I would have went up here and I would have took profits because this was a resistance area with these wicks, yada, yada, I would have won. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? And so that's fine. At the end of the day, I have to look at myself and say, okay, Jourdan, you lost this trade. Here's where you entered. Here's why you entered. Was your entry point valid? Yeah, it was. All right. You took a stop loss right there. Did that stop loss make sense? Yeah, it did. Could you have won the trade if you held? Yeah, you could have. Why did you get out? Well, it pushed back down, hit my stop loss. I got out, and I said if it made a new move, I wouldn't mind getting back in. I just didn't pay attention to the chart. But it didn't break this low. So if I was going to implement a new, thing into myself, it would be if I'm trading a falling wedge breakout, then maybe have a stop loss below the most recent low. Or I can maybe get a further out expiration just in case it does get back down. I could have got an expiration for next week and still traded it within that breakout. So the other thing I will add, when you're trading for a living, you're trading for your primary source of income. Let's put it like that. Trading for a primary source of income would be the risk management got to be on point, and that's why, like I said, that's that trade I took like a 13% loss. The Shopify, where did I close for a loss? I closed for a loss. I closed Tesla for a loss on Monday. It was a 15% loss. And not to say that you have to have a 15% stop loss rule. My stops were based on price action, but at the same time, I'm not about to take a huge loss on my account, like the person who was in the chat the other day and put their whole account on one trade, and then they were down on that trade 20, 30, 40%, right? You can't do that if you're trying to do this as your primary source of income. You can't be going down and losing 30% of your account on one day, on one trade, right? That's not gonna work. So I think there's another thing with your mindset. And I had a conversation with a friend, and they were saying, and it's something that I do and some of the other mods do. Like, you'll see that we don't post our gains like that. We don't post our gains like that. I mean, for me, I think just because you know how people are in the world and how people get and like greed and like people who get jealous and people that be wanting to hate and all that type of stuff, I don't even really care to post a gain that's really over like 5K. Kind of, sort of, really over 2K, unless it's like a challenge account. But I'd rather just show small account profits and percentages, because of course that whole side, people are like, oh, Jourdan got money. Oh man, Jourdan be traveling. Hey Jourdan, where you going to next, bro? Oh yeah, you going over here? Oh yeah, man, let's meet in. Yeah, bro. Oh, you in my city, bro? Pull up. Then next thing you know, y'all talking about, yeah, it's lifetime, but is it our lifetime access or Jordan's lifetime? Because Jordan's gone. All right. So aside from that, because people do that type of stuff and you can't just have, anyway, I think people get too caught up too quickly on chasing a dollar amount and not looking at a dollar amount strategically based on a percentage of their account balance. And you can say, like somebody in the chat said, 1K a day, keep the job away, right? But is that 1K on your 1K account? Or is that 1K on a 10K account? Or is that 1K on a $100,000 account, right? Because 1K, and this is where it starts to get a little weird for me, because I did double a $1,000 account today. But if that's just the 1K on a 500,000, that's hella easy, bro. Do that. Yeah, that should be too simple for you. So if you're trading a $100,000 account, then getting $1,000 a day is a 1% gain, right? You could just buy a stock. You could literally just buy some shares of a stock and catch your 1% account move for the day and get your $1,000. But if you're trading a $1,000 account and you're like, bro, I want to make $1,000 a day, then it's a whole different story. And now you're trying to day trade a bunch of options so you can double your account every single day, which is just unrealistic to shoot for, in my opinion. So this is a big thing of managing your expectations. Get in the habit, giving yourself a trial, right? You see in the group, we had 6 people who were in up next, right? Now it's 3 people who moved on. It's a trial, right? Before they're able to come on in a full-time position or a paid position for the group chat, they need to prove that it's worth that, or that, whatever the case is, right? I don't want to use the wrong words here, but prove that it's valid, right? We'll look at performance, right? Chris's options performance versus Zay's options performance, right? With the call outs. Zay calls more trades. Zay had a higher win rate, I believe, and Zay had larger profits. Not to take away anything from Chris as a trader, right? But I could use a better example. I could have used Moody as an example. Moody trims a lot, trims early, because Moody's taking larger positions. So the value provided to the group with Moody calling trades and taking a 5% exit isn't that great, because the majority of y'all are not trading the same amount of contracts and the same sizing as Moody, where a 5% gain is good enough for Moody to take his profits and be cool. So when you're looking at that, look at that for yourself too. Before you go decide to leave your job and trade as a primary income source, look at, can you consistently produce those results that you would need to sustain? If not, then the answer is blatantly no, right? And it needs to hold. Like, don't just have one good week and be like, fuck it, I'm out, or a good month and be like, I'm out. Like, log your stuff over 3 months. Look at different markets, right? You've traded a bear market. Have you traded a bull market? You traded a bull market. Have you traded a bear market? You traded a period of very low volatility. Have you traded when volatility was crazy and swinging anything was nearly impossible if you don't swing it for more than a day or two? Right? Like, have you done that? Do you have a written list of rules that you could write out and explain? Do you have, everything that you need to basically make it happen, right? Like, you have to do that. And then the other thing is, I would encourage somebody to do other streams of income. And as far as our moderator team, I think the only ones who, we don't talk about it that often. I know Avery has a job. JJ is a barber. Zay has his own business. But his is kind of seasonal. So I think maybe me, Zay, and Moody are the only ones who primarily live off of their trading. I know me and Moody for sure primarily live off of trading. So I think with that, you also want to create those other streams of income like we talked about, where you take your trading profits from day trading and you move into some swing trade positions that are, selling premium, right? A lower risk way to create income. You take some trading profits and you buy a car and put it on Turo. You take some trading profits and you put it into Airbnb. You take some trading profits and you use it as money to fund the business that you create. You take trading profits and you open up a some sort of platform where you can do affiliate marketing, right? There's all types of different things. You take trading profits and you loan it to people at a higher interest rate than they can get from the bank. So you loan it at a higher interest rate, but they need it, so you are that bank. Or you can do a lower interest rate, but still make money on that, right? So there's different ways you can do those different things with your funds, where you're creating multiple generations of income from your trading. And then you have the multiple streams of income. And if you say, you know what, I don't want to trade today because I know that I have 4 tenants paying me right now and I don't have to trade this week or today, then you can do that. And then you end up like me, where, every day you say you're not going to trade and you're not, and then you do. I'm glad somebody unmuted, because now I feel like I was random. So I'm going to stop. But hopefully y'all gain something from that. Hopefully.
Yes, we did.
Perfect. I don't know what type of food. Definitely drop some gems. Glad, bro. Glad to help. I don't think there's really anything in life that's necessarily hard. I don't know what hard. I don't know, it's like going you get into those mindset things, or like there's nothing that's really hard. It's just a matter of laying out the steps and getting the knowledge to where it's not hard, right? I was talking to somebody who works in a lab as a scientist, and they were like, dude, I'm sitting on these Zooms with y'all. You think chemistry and science is hard? And mixing all these drugs? I'm like, yeah, y'all got chlorophyllic acid. What? And they're like, man, look at all these numbers and lines on this thing, right? So to me, trading is easy. I wake up, roll out of bed, I can pull out my phone, look at the chart, go ahead, make an entry, make an exit, make some money. It's simple. But I've also taken the time to learn the skill. I've also practiced the skill, right? So it's not hard. Nothing's really hard, I think. It just comes with you putting in the work necessary and taking the steps necessary to get the desired result. And then it becomes easy. All right. It's 12 for me. It's 12. I haven't eaten. I did work out. I'm not trading tomorrow. I'm not even responding to Discord tomorrow. I'm taking a little break. I thought today was Tuesday. My professor told me nothing is hard if you know how to do it. Changed your life. Dr. Cole. Exactly. None of this stuff is hard. You're just looking at it from the wrong lens. You know, instead of looking at, yeah, Courtney, I'm gonna trade on Friday. Instead of looking at it as like, I can't, or I'm gonna try. I was at the gym yesterday and somebody said, I'm about to try to attempt to do something. I said, whoa, what? Try to attempt? Like you sound like you're going into it defeated. You're going into it with the mentality that you're not going to succeed. I'm not about to go hit a set of 250 or 270 of anything talking about, I'm about to go try to attempt to pick this up. Nah, I'm about to go lift this. You know what I'm saying? So just flip your mindset. And then again, look at the steps, lay the stuff out. You know, lay the stuff out and be like, all right, here's my game plan. Right. Matter of fact, I'm about to go hard. Let's get creative. If you want to trade for a primary source of income, you need to create yourself a trading for a primary source of income game plan. Lay that mug out. You can make it like 6 months. You can make it 12 months. I say 6 months because I know what's realistically possible. But at the same time, I know, a lot of people are not going to go about it the same way I'm going. So I would say this, if I'm starting out fresh, say I'm day one trading and I want to trade as my primary source of income.
Now back up, bro. I ain't gonna interrupt you, but before you even, like, honestly, my opinion is before you even think about trading full time, you need to figure out your why. Why do you want to trade full time? You want more money, you want to leave your day job. Like, what's your why? Because if you go in and just thinking, oh, I'm just tired of my job, boss getting on my nerves, then you're going in it with a failing mentality already, because you have no emotional tie to why you're doing what you're doing. And if you have no emotional ties to doing what you're doing, then you're doomed for disaster. So write down your why, put it up, hang it up somewhere, bathroom, phone, wherever you look every day to remind you of why you're doing what you're doing.
Absolutely, bro. That's the first video in my free beginners course. I think the very first video, or that's the second video. The first video is basically me saying, y'all in this course, congratulations. If you actually want to make money, finish the course. But the second video is what's your why? And when I used to do my lives every Saturday on Instagram, that was one of my favorite ones because not even because the why behind trading as a whole helps you determine what path you're taking and what it's going to look like. But if we're assuming that the why here is I want to trade, that the full time, I guess, is really, or primary source of income can be the why, and then your subsidiary, your second why after that would be what you do and how you structure other things. Because if you just want to trade full time because you're tired of sitting in an office, and you want location freedom, right? If you want location freedom, then that's different than you want time freedom, right? Your trading is going to be structured differently than if you want time freedom. Time freedom means you're not sitting on lives on Zoom for 4 hours and you ain't 8 and you trading all day, Jourdan. But location freedom, is, hey, I'm trading right now in Alabama. Last week I was trading in Mississippi. The week before that I was trading in Mexico. But I would say this, like, if you're going to structure out yourself a game plan, if you seriously want to do this, right, structure out your game plan. If you want to lose weight, you get a workout plan. If you want to gain weight, you get a workout plan. If you want to learn how to drive, you go through driver's ed, and then you go practice driving, right? Anything you want to do, you need a plan. You want to build a house, you get a blueprint, right? So I would say this, if you're trying to trade as your primary source of income, one, figure out what that number is, and then add like an extra $4,000 to it. So whatever your monthly expenses are, say it costs you $5,000 a month to sustain yourself, your family, your car, whatever, your pet turtle, right? Figure that number out, and then throw an extra like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on there, so you have a target that allows you wiggle room. So that way, it's kind of that shoot for the moon, miss, land on the stars type of deal. Hey, my target is to make $10,000 a month. I only need $5,000 a month to live. Oh crap! I only did $8,000 this month. Cool, right? So I would say figure out what your number is for the lifestyle that you have first, and then of course the lifestyle that you want to continue to live. And of course, keep in mind you can scale. The second thing is figure out what your capital is needed for that. So, like I said, if you're trading and your goal is, say your goal is 5,000 in a month, let's just stick to that. If your goal is 5,000 in a month, then on a $50,000 account, that's a 10% gain, right? We all have seen 10% gains before. 10% gain shouldn't be too hard. It's a lot easier. You can swing trade shares and get 10%. Lauren sent me a screenshot yesterday of her shares positions. All of them were green, and the highest was 25%, and the lowest was like 6 on shares. On shares, like, that's crazy to have a 25% gain on a swing in a market that's red. But anyway, so you can swing trade shares and get your 10% for the month with a $50,000 account, right? But if you're trading a $10,000 account, then if your goal is still 5K, you're starting to enter that realm where it's a little less realistic to have that goal, but not undoable, right? You can day trade shares and get a 50% return on your account. You can enter the options realm, right? And you can swing trade options safely and still get a 50% return on your account. If you're trading a $1,000 account and your goal is to make $5,000 a month, that's unsustainable, right? So figure out what capital you need. And this is because, you obviously have some idea, but figure out, where your capital is right now, what capital you would need to make it the first like kind of push. And then you go from there. So if you got 20 bands in the bank and you need to make $5,000 a month, that's 25%, right? So you need a 25% gain. So you could say, okay, I got 20 bands in the bank. I can throw that in my account. I can make 25% each month by swing trading options. And you can do that. You can find your high quality setups and do that. So look at how much money you have, figure out how much money you need if you don't, right? Say you're not good at day trading. Say right now you don't have the time to day trade. But you can say, okay, once I build up to 25K, then I'll be able to go ahead and start doing that. The other thing I would do, and this is just like kind of general knowledge or general way of handling stuff, is I literally said text me. Okay, that was all right. I got it. That was the knock at the door. But hop on all the Zooms, take advantage of all the classes, Google the stuff you don't know, research stuff you don't know, ask questions, ask me questions, ask Moody questions, ask Zay questions, ask JJ questions, ask questions in the chat. Go join other Discords and see what information they have that can benefit you. Go join other courses and programs and see what they got that can benefit you. Go through my courses. I offer my courses for $19.99 a month, and I update them every month. I drop new courses. I'm dropping a course on taxes or a little training. It's not a full course. But do whatever you can to get more information and then lay out an implementation game plan for the information you receive, right? And then I'll have to go ahead and finish this up. I do have to go. I've been on here for 3.5 hours. Still haven't eaten. Still need to shower because I just left the gym. But it's okay because hopefully y'all made some money. Courses, they're in the link in my bio on Instagram, and they're also in the courses section on the Discord. I'll drop the link. But if you're new, start with my free course. I have a free beginner's training. So if you're new, start with that. But what I just put in the link in the chat is where you can get access to all my courses for $19.99 a month. And I put the Zoom recordings in there. I put other resources that we find in there. It's a bunch of stuff. I just I'm trying to put a big old thing together just full of knowledge. So you can go there and find whatever knowledge you need. And it's not costing you $5,000. Lifetime members do get access to that complimentary. Somebody asked in the chat, is that separate from the group? It is separate from the group chat. But lifetime members do get access to my course bundle automatically. Well, not automatically, you have to send me an email. But yeah. We'll talk about it more. I'll try to think on some topics. You gotta pull the trigger though. I need to figure out the dude's name who's talking. Yeah, he right there. What's your name, man? iPad 3, I see you.
I'm definitely gonna send you an email. I still ain't put a trigger on that.
I just want to know your name.
Rich boy. I guess Google Rich boy.
Sound, I can't hear you over the driving.
Oh, I got a lifetime membership.
Okay.
Rich boy.
Okay, we'll hook you up. We'll take care of you. But for the trading for a living, you can't be afraid to pull the trigger.
I think because I think if I was just in where I'm making the money like I'm doing here, I got like 3 trucks. I think I'll be a little more willing to pull the trigger, but I'm into it, man. I just got to do it, man. God, man. And I just see how calm, man. You calm. I can't be that calm. I wish I was calm like you. I really wish I was.
You're gonna get it, bro. All right, y'all. I'm gonna save this recording. I'm gonna post it up in the group. I'll post it on YouTube. Yeah, nice seeing y'all. I'm out tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I'm driving tomorrow from Alabama to Mississippi. So I don't know what time. I might leave at 12 in the morning so I can still trade. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But see y'all later.
Thank you.
Of course, of course, of course.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan.
Don't start saying thank you. We're glad to help y'all. I'm glad to help out. Thank y'all for being here. Glad y'all hopped on. Glad y'all learned something. Hopefully I made some money. Yeah. See y'all.
Teaching.
Quick question. What Mississippi you from?
Where DM me, bro. I don't drop locations. I don't drop locations in public. It's not safe.
What big city you live up there?
Oh, I stayed in Jackson for a minute. But I just moved to somewhere that's around the Jackson area.
Oh, you must be from Hattiesburg.
I moved somewhere around the Jackson area.
All right, 10 folks.
All right.